I need to get this off my chest because I'm struggling to find any direction or purpose after the disaster I've created. I'm not looking for advice because no amount of that could ever fix the mess I'm in. I'm drowning in remorse, regret, guilt, and shame. I blew up my life when I got caught up in affair fog. I was engaged to an incredible person, and I threw it all away for an affair partner. I left everything behind: my fiancé, my job, my friendships, my home, and all of my belongings. All for a fantasy that, deep down, I probably knew wasn't real. I'm a 28-year-old woman, and I had what many would call a good life. I was engaged to my fiancé, Mark, 31 male. We'd been together for 6 years, and he was my rock. He supported me through my struggles, encouraged me to pursue my career goals, and loved me unconditionally, even when I wasn't always the best version of myself. We had a cozy home, good friends, and a future that seemed bright. I should have been content. I should have appreciated what I had. But instead, I threw it all away. About a year ago, I met my AP, Jason, 39 million, through a mutual acquaintance. We bonded over shared interests, and I felt an instant connection. The way he looked at me, the way he listened to me, it was intoxicating. I felt like I was the center of his world, and I started to feel things that I hadn't felt in a long time. I convinced myself that it was love, that it was destiny, and that I had found my soulmate. The limerence took over. I became obsessed with Jason, and I began to resent my life with Mark. I told myself that Mark was holding me back, that he didn't truly understand me the way Jason did. I justified my actions by convincing myself that I deserved to be happy, that I deserved to feel the passion and excitement that I felt with Jason. I started sneaking around, lying to Mark, and spending more and more time with Jason. We had a very active sex life, and we tried things I never even knew were possible. Eventually, I made the impulsive decision to leave Mark. I sat him down one night and told him everything, that I had been seeing someone else, that I was in love with Jason, and that I was leaving. I will never forget the look on his face when I said those words. The shock, the pain, the betrayal. It's a look that haunts me every day. He didn't say anything. He just sat there, staring at me, tears welling in his eyes. I packed a bag, walked out the door, and left everything behind. I thought I had won in that moment. I moved in with Jason, thinking that we were going to start this amazing new life together. I thought we'd build a future filled with passion and excitement, free from the mundane life I had with Mark. But it didn't take long for the cracks to show. Jason wasn't who I thought he was. The person I thought I was in love with didn't exist. He was a fantasy, a projection of my own desires. The reality of who he was started to unravel, and I began to see that he wasn't the kind, attentive person I had imagined. He was controlling, manipulative, and emotionally unavailable. Within a few months, our relationship fell apart. We fought constantly, and I realized that I had made a terrible mistake. I had left behind a man who truly loved me, a stable life, and everything I had worked so hard for, all for someone who didn't actually care about me. Jason kicked me out, and I had nowhere to go. I was financially ruined. I had quit my job when I left Mark, thinking that Jason and I would figure things out together. I was homeless, jobless, and had no belongings, as I had left everything behind when I walked out on Mark. I had no choice but to move back in with my parents. At 28 years old, I'm living in my childhood bedroom, surrounded by the reminders of the life I used to have. My mom is heartbroken. She's tried to be supportive, but I can see the disappointment in her eyes. She doesn't understand why I did what I did, and honestly, neither do I. She keeps asking me how I could have thrown everything away for someone I barely knew, and I don't have an answer. I feel like I've let everyone down. My parents, my friends, Mark, and most of all, myself. On top of all this, I'm finally starting to understand the enormity of what I did to Mark. When I was caught up in the fantasy with Jason, I didn't allow myself to think about the consequences of my actions. I didn't think about how my choices would affect Mark, how they would shatter his world and leave him broken. Now that I'm out of the fog, I can see it all clearly, and it's unbearable. I am haunted by the memory of his face when I told him I was leaving. I can't even imagine the trauma I caused him. The person he trusted more than anyone else in the world betrayed him in the worst possible way. I feel like I'll never be able to rebuild my life after this. I'm 28 years old, living with my parents, and I can't see a future where I'm ever happy again. I wanted so badly to have a family, to get married, to build a life with someone, and now it feels like that dream is gone forever. Who would want to be with someone who has done what I've done? Who would ever trust me again? I can't find a job because I keep having panic attacks that I can barely function. I have nothing to my name. No possessions, no money, no stability. I've tried reaching out to some of my old friends, but most of them don't want anything to do with me. I can't blame them. I wouldn't want to be friends with me either. The few who have been willing to talk to me have made it clear that they're disappointed and don't understand why I did what I did. I know I need to find a way to move forward, but I don't know how. The weight of what I've done is crushing me, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive myself. I want to believe that there's still hope for me, that I can somehow rebuild my life and become a better person, but it feels impossible right now. I don't deserve happiness after what I did to Mark. I don't deserve to find love or to have a family. I don't even know why I'm posting this here. Writing all this down makes me feel nauseated again. I don't know. I just feel so lost and broken, and I don't know how or where to restart my life again. I'm not looking for advice, like I said. Please don't try to give me advice. I don't need it. Story 2. I found out about my girlfriend's plan to cheat on me with a dude who has a girlfriend. Should I tell her? Hi. Yesterday morning, I found out she was planning to cheat on me with this guy she's been talking to for a few weeks. Messages like, I want to take a bath with you, and can I do your ass? Yes, please. Anyway, she lived in my house and I've already kicked her out. The only dilemma I'm facing is I don't know if I should tell the dude's girlfriend about this. I know who she is, and I know they are not in an open relationship. I know other people's relationships are not my business. But having gone through this firsthand, I know it sucks, and she's being cheated on too. Now I know she's probably going to hate me, and I don't mind. The issue is, I know I'm going to break her heart and made her really sad, and I'm having a hard time figuring out if it's worth it. Maybe she's happy with the dude even though he's doing this and she doesn't know. People of Reddit, would you want to know? Would you want to find out? I do have proof, so I guess she's going to believe me. But even if she doesn't, or if she forgives him, that's their issue and to each their own. I just want to do the right thing. Update, I am now blocked from the dude GF's Facebook and his own. I never talked to her, so she has no reason to block me. The only thing that makes sense is that he blocked me, so I can't tell her. I wasn't decided yet, but this is a compelling argument. Even though I now have no way of contacting her, and I'm not going to go out of my way to find a way around this, the only way would be telling a mutual friend, but involving more people is not what I'm going to do. Still undecided. As for telling the other dude's girlfriend, I'd say it depends on a few things. If you put yourself in her shoes, most people would want to know if they were being cheated on. It sucks to be lied to, and she deserves to know the truth so she can make her own decisions. Since you've been through it, you understand how much it hurts, and sharing what you know might be the right thing to do. Now that you're blocked, maybe that's the universe giving you a hint to just let it go. You've already done what you could by cutting your ex out of your life, and maybe it's time to focus on your own healing and moving forward. It's not easy, but sometimes letting go and prioritizing your own mental health is the best move. Whatever you decide, just make sure it's something you feel comfortable with in the long run. Good luck, man. Take care of yourself. Now for comments, stay out of things that aren't your business. You cut this girl out of your life, right? So what to do about your ex-girlfriend's lover's girlfriend shouldn't even be a tiny blip on your radar. Why do you even know or care what's going on with your ex-girlfriend's lover's girlfriend? I would want to know, but I would also require proof. Your girlfriend probably sounded the alarm, and they're concocting a narrative for his girlfriend. She may have blocked you herself at his behest in a feeble attempt to keep you from providing proof. That's easy, man. Make a dummy account with another email. Shit, send the proof in the mail. I'd want to know. I would deserve to know.